But for the guys who have titles, for someone like Steph, who this was the only thing missing from his resume.
We played 11 games, and the first 9 games he was kind of searching for his shot.
He showed on the highest level he's clutch. Those last 4 shots were pressure shots, because if he misses them, it's a different game. People are gonna remember this moment in Steph's career more than probably any shot he's taken.
Steph Curry, pull-up jump shot. That's all he needs. Those two have talked about wanting to play with each other. Again with the fake, and back to Curry. Lovely dribble, puts it up. Oh.
Steph Curry had everything. 4 championships, 2 MVPs, the greatest shooting resume basketball has ever seen. By the time he arrived in Paris, he was already one of the most accomplished players in basketball history. But there was still one thing missing: Olympic gold. That is what made the 2024 Olympics feel different from every other Steph Curry moment. This was not about proving greatness anymore. This was about completing the story. And at first, it looked like the story might end the wrong way, until Steph Curry brought the golden dagger to the biggest stage basketball has to offer. But there's more to the story than just getting the gold. When Steph Curry went to Paris for the 2024 Olympics, there was nothing left for him to prove in the NBA. But basketball is weird sometimes. Even legends can have one empty space that bothers them more than everything else they've already achieved. And for Steph, that empty space was Olympic gold. And the craziest part is how Curry never got the chance to represent Team USA until he was 36. You see, Steph had already represented America at the 2010 and 2014 FIBA World Cups, and he won the gold medal on both occasions. So, how did he miss all the Olympics before 2024? Well, in 2012, Steph was still just a talented young guard trying to establish himself after devastating ankle injuries ruined most of his season. He only played 23 games that year, and Team USA did not view him as one of the elite stars yet. Then 2016 happened at literally the worst possible time. Steph had just survived the most exhausting season of his life. 73 wins, a unanimous MVP, deep playoff battles while fighting through ankle and knee injuries. By the time the finals ended, his body was completely drained, so he had to withdraw from the Olympics to recover. But what about the 2020 Olympics? A global pandemic happened, destroying everything. The bubble season exhausted players mentally and physically, and as a family man, family was his first priority. Once again, the timing wasn't right. The stars finally aligned for him in Paris for the 2024 Olympics. Steph Curry was now a 36-year-old debuting at the Olympics, at an age when most superstars retire. But for Steph, he had some unfinished business. For him, this was not about building a legacy, it was about completing it. But then, the tournament started, and suddenly, things became uncomfortable. Through the opening stretch of the Olympics, Steph Curry averaged barely over 7 points per game, and the shots were just not falling. So, people started whispering. Was age finally catching up to him? Was the stage too big, even for the greatest shooter? Did he wait too long?
We played 11 games, and the first 9 games he was kind of searching for his shot.
Eventually, the reporters had to ask the question. Here's Curry retelling one of those moments.
You remember when I was doing the interview against, is that Brazil? No, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
And they asked me that question, like, yo, your numbers, your shots, you feel like one of your marquee games is coming? I was like, yeah, I'm just staying patient. I think and he was just walking by right when I said it. Hell yeah, it is.
The confidence inside that locker room never disappeared, even during the semifinal game against Serbia. Serbia with Nikola Jokic represented a formidable opponent to Team USA, and it looked every bit like that when the game started. Nikola Jokic and Serbia came out throwing punches immediately, and at one point, Team USA trailed by 17 points, and they just needed something. And that is when Steph Curry became Steph Curry again. D-Wade described it best here.
In that first quarter, when nothing can get going, that was the moment where you was like, thank God for Steph Curry.
He opened the game by scoring 14 of Team USA's first 15 points. He did it all. 4 threes in the opening minutes, deep pull-ups, transition bombs. And by the end of the night, Curry finished with 36 points, 9 threes, and one of the greatest Olympic performances ever by an American player. The fact that Steph came through when there was no other way makes the moment even more legendary. And Coach Steve Kerr said the same thing.
For him to come through in the 2 games where we were really challenged with everything on the line, not just come through, but just explode and make some of the most difficult shots under pressure, tells you everything you need to know about Steph Curry.
Team USA eventually stormed back in the fourth quarter and escaped with a 95-91 win, one of the biggest comebacks of the modern Olympics era. But emotionally, something even bigger happened that night. Steph Curry woke up, and now France had to deal with the consequences, because waiting in the gold medal game was an arena filled with screaming French fans, Victor Wembanyama trying to create history on home soil, and a Steph Curry who had finally rediscovered his fire at exactly the right moment. The gold medal game against France already felt legendary before it even tipped off. The Paris crowd came out in full force. And with Victor Wembanyama protecting the rim, it just felt like a lot of trouble. And although the more experienced Avengers team took the lead early and maintained it, France kept the game close. Every American run was answered. Every big shot was matched with another French response. The crowd kept getting louder and louder until suddenly, late in the fourth quarter, the lead shrank all the way down to 3 points. The pressure completely changed, and one could feel the arena believing. But then again, Steph Curry was alive, and he came with the golden dagger. But before that, he launched the first 3 shots that changed everything. Because it was then that Steph Curry arrived at his Olympic moment. Those shots were not just 3-pointers. It was the release of 12 years of waiting, the release of the missed Olympics, the release of the early tournament struggles. And then Steph Curry started playing like a basketball god. 4 threes in crunch time, with each shot somehow more disrespectful than the last. And then came the final dagger over Victor Wembanyama, with the entire world watching. A ridiculous contested 3 that basically ended the gold medal game on the spot. Curry and LeBron later relived that moment on his podcast.
The last one, whatever that was.
He didn't see the rim on the last one. What? Night time. Everybody, it's time to go to bed.
Moments like that are gonna be relived for many, many years. Not because the shots were flashy or because the arena was loud, but because every single shot carried the pressure of Steph Curry's unfinished legacy. If he missed those shots, maybe France would have had the opportunity to turn things around. Or worse, the pressure could get worse. If he missed those shots, the only thing missing from Steph Curry's career stays missing forever. But instead, he delivered one of the coldest closeouts basketball has ever seen on the biggest stage imaginable. France walked into the final with Victor Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert anchoring the paint. This wasn't like any of those Olympics where there wasn't really any opposition to Team USA. This time, they had a formidable opponent and could really lose. But Steph Curry knew his legacy was on the line. And like Steve Kerr said, him seizing the moment when he did just tells you who Steph Curry is. Here's a clue. He's clutch. Curry gets loose at the top, a brief pocket of space, a defender slightly off balance, and he pulls into the first 3. Nothing flashy in celebration, no excess emotion, just a release of pressure that had been building since the start of the tournament.
Durant, back to Curry. Lovely dribble, puts it up.
With a Curry flurry, France goes from belief to hesitation. The crowd that was seconds away from eruption starts to feel the shift. Then the avalanche begins as Curry hits again, and again, and again. Each 3 felt less like a shot and more like a conclusion being written in real time. The difficulty rises, the distance stretches, the defenders get closer, but the result does not change. On a night where everything he never had was on the line, Steph Curry solidified his legacy in gold. But even as much as it's Curry's moment, it's also something every basketball fan can hold dear.
I believe it goes at the top of the list of his greatest moments, and I believe it is the most memorable sequence I've seen in basketball in my 50 years watching the sport.
The last, 2 or 3 minutes of that game.
Yeah.
It was the most epic sports event that I've ever witnessed. Literally.
When Steph Curry's golden daggers fell at the Olympics, the debate ended with them. This was not just a gold medal. It was the completion of a career that had already changed basketball once before. Now, it's undeniable that Curry's moment at the Olympics is, if not the biggest, one of the biggest in basketball history. But do you think it's bigger than MJ's shot? Well, let us know in the comments. And whatever your response to that question is, if you enjoyed this video, then watch NBA players say Steph Curry's first Olympics was more legendary than MJ's shot next.